Remember to like and subscribe. Update: my wife is a sex worker. I made the original post a few weeks ago. You can look at my profile. I didn't post an update because there wasn't anything to say. Until last night, that is. I received a phone call from my oldest son, R, who is away for the holiday weekend. He received a phone call from a friend informing him that his brother, S, had been in a motorcycle accident. He was riding alongside him but did not notice the crash because he was riding ahead. I dashed to the hospital's emergency room. They were cleaning S and taking x-rays of him. I was told to take a seat and wait for the doctor. I heard my name a few minutes later while I was leaning back and closing my eyes. My ex is standing in the doorway when I look up. She inquired about the latest news. I stated that I was waiting. She requested to sit with me. I motioned for her to take a seat next to me. I haven't seen her in 5 years, since the divorce. I had no idea what to anticipate. I expected her to be deformed as a result of her beating. Though her face was not as flawless as I remembered, she was not all. The only difference I saw was that her eyes no longer gleamed. This was a feature I couldn't get enough of. Her eyes did not seem the same even with the mask on. What you notice is amusing. Her face used to light up when she smiled. I'm guessing she's simply resting bitch face now. Anyway, while we waited, we had an anxious catch-up conversation. She commented how much she enjoyed the landscaping I did and how the plants have matured nicely. This indicates that she has passed by the house where I have no idea where she lives, and my sons were instructed not to mention her to me. I tried to get rid of any traces of her during and after the divorce. I replaced the shrubs in the yard because she had designed and planted them. I forgot to note that the inside of the house was also remodeled. I even tore down a wall. For months, I had a construction dumpster in my driveway. She inquired as to how I was doing. I'm not sure why, but I was honest that I had brought myself to a halt by working too hard. However, I have recently seen a therapist and joined a gym. I've also started riding my bike. She offered that she no longer. She simply left it at that. She stayed with Bob for a few months. She was also seeing a counselor, who advised her to take some college courses related to her major. That took a few years. She is currently working full-time. She stated that she has dated infrequently, leaving the comment up for me to respond to. I believed the boys were keeping her informed about me, so I had nothing to say. The doctor arrived and discussed the nature of the damage. The most critical injury was to his foot and ankle, which were pinned beneath the bike when it crashed. He was going to have surgery today. Everything is okay, all he needs to do now is recuperate and rehab. So he'll be until at least tomorrow because of his head injuries, a minor concussion. I offered my home as a place to stay because I have space and can work from home. We will finish it today, despite the fact that his mother will want to visit. That will be a process of healing for me. Update 2, my wife is a sex worker. My youngster is recovering well. He has a long way to go. We've agreed he'll stay here until he recovers. He intends to return to work the following week. His supervisor is arranging for him to work from home. I can barely fit him in the back seat of my SUV because he needs to stretch. Driving him to work and back every day would be a nightmare. Everyone has been wondering about the ex's visit. When she arrives, I leave. I go to the gym or ride my bike. My oldest son attempted to have a sit-down meal with the 4 of us, but I refused. She has been quite nice. She has not attempted to impose anything. She approaches and sits with our son. She will prepare dinner for them. When she cooks, she brings groceries. When his buddies come around, it can get a little rowdy, but he forgets about his problem when there are visitors. It would be inaccurate to suggest that we never talk. Our chats are always about our sons and their life. Last update, my wife is a sex worker. This is my final update. According to the doctor, my baby is mending well. He still has a long way to go in physical therapy. He's stumbling around. I'm still at home. I work from home. I went back to the office to give him some space. Now the ex is doing what many of you have suggested. She is doing small tasks about the house. My youngster is not particularly neat. So she cleans up after him and does his dishes. She'll make him a supper and always leave a plate for me. That can be my son's lunch the next day, I tell him. She asked me the other night if I wanted to go out to dinner tonight because my son's friends were coming over. No, I told her. She mentioned eating a dinner later on just to clear the air. I said no once more. Finally, I stated because of your ex, we came to an end a long time ago. It took me a long time to recover from what had been lost. I have no plans to rekindle my relationship with you. Okay, she said. She realized where we were. I did say I didn't mind if she came over to see our son till he returned to his place. I thanked her for cleaning up, but it wasn't required. Thank you for your support and encouragement, but I will get through this. My heart has become brittle.